showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Silent and profiling. Woo, it's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the TOP from the 313. And normally I would be saying right about now, and by my side is my main man, my Toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. However, Mr. Mikey is stuck in California traffic. I think Mr. Mikey is at the San Francisco 49ers game. I'm just going to be honest with you. He lives in the Bay. And I don't know, man. Yesterday, he was freaking me out. He had like an orange Dolphin-type jersey on. I don't know, man. I don't know, Mikey, but he'll be back. He'll be back. He should be back on soon. I don't know. Let me say hi to some of the people in the chat. What's going on, man? Jedediah, good. Going to be the first time listening to you guys live. Love your show. You guys are a riot. Go Bills. Yes, go Bills, and welcome to your first live show by Mafia Sports Report. I appreciate you, bro. Chewy Baca. Come on, bruh. Come on, man. You already know this. You already know this. Corona Premier is what I drink, and yeah, yeah, he's dropping a deuce. All right, I don't know what the hell he's doing. But anyways, yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to some NFL news. By the way, we switched the time to 10 o'clock now because 11 o'clock, I think it was just too late. You know, I thought it would work because Monday Night Football, figured y'all were watching, but it's just too late. And I want to get on here a little earlier. And you guys are probably like me and could care less about other teams beside the Buffalo Bills. That's the only team you guys care about, like myself. And I'll watch a little Monday Night Football, but listen, it ain't nothing like the Buffalo Bills. So, anyways, looking at this game right now, if you want a quick update, if you're not watching, 49ers are up 14-6. Debo did have a sick touchdown reception, man. This dude is unbelievable. Like, he would be a great player to have on the Buffalo Bills. Unfortunately, he plays for the sorry-ass 49ers, so it is what it is. The Rams just scored a touchdown. No, I apologize. Stafford almost threw an interception. I thought it was a touchdown. Just looking at my left. Anyways, get into some NFL news real quick. Dolphins say quarterback Tua, I can't pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him Tua because I cannot for the life of me say his last name. He is ruled out of week 5. I was so curious about that, guys. If the Dolphins were going to roll the dice and challenge the NFL, PA in the NFL and play him with all the controversy that's going around right now in Miami. What's going on, Dallas? I appreciate you hopping on, man. Let's see here. Yeah, Debo is a beast, bro. But yeah, he's ruled out week 5. I almost expect Tua to be ruled out a couple weeks. Just my opinion. And guess what, guys? Guess what? It's the 49er fan himself. Just coming back from the game, swapping his hat real quick to join us.
Yeah, you know how I do. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Don't worry, I'm late.
I already announced you. I already did the whole spiel. You know, the Apex Man. All
yeah, all good.
So
hey, I wasn't there. I don't get it. My bad.
All right. I was going through some NFL news. So, Tua, you know, he's ruled out week 5. And I was telling them, man, Dolphins would have had some brass balls if they started him in week 5. You know?
Oh my God, right?
I mean, big brass ball. So, right move, smart move to keep him out. Also, Broncos, they lose their running back, Williams. He's out, I believe, for the year.
He did torn ACL.
Yeah, Javonte Williams. So that is a big loss for them. Also, Oh, real quick? I didn't even know about this until yesterday. I actually told this morning. JJ Watt has something wrong with his heart.
I heard about that.
He had to get he had to get like his heart, like some kind of procedure to get his heart back in motion or like working again or something crazy like that. And he wound up still playing football. Like, boy, he is really rolling the dice here. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think about that? That's a risky move. That's a risky move for the NFL to even. Ooh, I don't know, man. What if? I mean, I'm not saying it could. Actually, man, it can happen. Like, what if that happened on the field? Like, that would not be good, man. You know, especially now that the NFL knows, right? The Arizona Cardinals know that happened. Like, that's odd, and you let them play like 4 days later. Like, I don't know, man. What do you feel about that? You think JJ Watt's taking a real gamble and the Cardinals?
I do. Obviously, I would imagine they cleared him to be hot. However, after the whole Tua thing, who freaking knows what these doctors are doing? I wouldn't be gambling that. Like, honestly, you have to have a heart procedure for whatever reason, no matter what the reason around the heart. That's, right. You know.
And you're playing a
to play a game, you know. I mean, I love football. Don't get me wrong, but life goes on after. He'll live a lot of years after he finishes playing.
Exactly, and it's not like he had a short career. Like, he's been playing a minute. He had good. He's Hall of Fame worthy. You know what I mean? He's like, why risk it, man?
Sit out a couple of weeks if you just like you're gonna have it and then comes right back. That makes no sense.
Yeah. Jedediah coming in. You guys think Teddy is actually an upgrade over Tua? We are just basing Tua on potential. Teddy has experience at least. So I'll let you answer that, and then I'll answer it.
I don't think he's an upgrade over Tua. I think Tua fits the Mike McDaniel offense really well because it's quick, short passes. Tua is accurate. He doesn't have a strong arm. Right. But if he throws everything between 15 and in, Tua is very accurate. I think he fits that quick pass offense that they want. I'm not sure. Y'all too good for hashtag sports now? No, not at all. Still love Paul and Mario and Joe.
And Matt actually Mario was he wasn't a guest, but he was in the chat, I think, on Friday Night Lights.
Yeah,
this past Friday. So no, man, it's all love. It's just we had to spread our wings, man, and fly and do our own thing. You know how that works. Come on now.
So we're here on Fan Base on Mondays, and then we're over on Mafia Sports Report, which was always the plan. We love those guys. Those guys over at hashtag are great. We had a wonderful conversation with them. We're just, moving on to do our own channel.
Yep.
But ultimately what I was saying was, Tua, I think he fits that offense. Teddy, I think fits a more of a natural offense. He's not a quick pass guy. I'll be interested to see how the offense changes with Teddy under center rather than Tua. Because he has a bigger arm than Tua.
He does. And they're both pretty accurate. I got to be honest with you. So the accuracy
you're a big Teddy fan.
He is, though. I think he is 60-something% accuracy, 63% for a career. So it really not. I mean, that's not bad at all.
I mean, he looked great in his last. I mean, even last year, he still threw for like 3,300 yards and something.
Yeah.
With the Broncos.
Yeah, Dave Buffalo operator coming in. I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat, buddy, but if this is your first time watching, I appreciate you hopping on and giving us a opportunity, man. So yeah, my thoughts on Teddy Bridgewater too. I think from what I saw from Tua against us, at least, right? Basing it off our defense, depleted defense, but still a good defense. Yep. I thought. Listen, I'll give credit where credit's due. I thought he made a hell of a pass on, I think, to go up when they went up 21. His last touchdown throw. I think that was in the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken, or early fourth. I don't remember that, Mikey. But anyways, he looks better. I will say that he does look better. The problem with Tua, though, is his injury history, right? And the Dolphins have to know this, right? This is not a secret anymore. This is the cat's out the bag now, right? And concussions now are part of it now. It's like, Mikey, like a when you get like a little chip in your windshield and it just starts to get bigger and bigger in time, that's going to be Tua, man. And that chip's already getting bigger. That chip's like already halfway up, right? Like you're getting tickets already driving on the street with that. So eventually he won't be able to drive, right? So like that's how I think. That's how I see Tua's career going. Every time the dude gets touched, there's like people gasp. I'm just telling you, especially Dolphin fans. You know, I'm not a Dolphin fan, but I would assume they like, oh man, is he going to get up from this, right? And you know, I didn't think. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think that the Milano hit was like on anything that I haven't seen from normal hits on every Sunday. You know, quarterbacks get hit way harder than that, right? That wasn't that malicious. He kind of pushed him, and he got a concussion with that. Like that's not good. And then you saw what happened last week, which I've seen that a lot of times too. I'm not saying that couldn't give someone else a concussion, but I don't know if concussion like that. Like it just seems like he's.
Well, he got ragdolled down because he's so small.
He did. That's what I mean. But I still don't. I've seen quarterbacks take way more punishment and not get like that. So I just think he's on the decline as far as injuries go. Now he was going up as far as like getting familiar with the offense, a new offense with the new coach McDaniels. He was getting, with him and Hill, we're getting like a connection. Mm-hmm. Him and Waddle, we're definitely getting a connection. So that's a good sign. But like I said, the bad sign is, can he be on the field? Like how long? How many games can you expect him to make? Like I just that's the problem in Miami right now.
Well, so, I mean that was the problem in Alabama. He had 5 surgeries in his 3 years there.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, as far as Teddy goes, I know I went a little off track, but I think Teddy is a very good backup. I think Teddy will give them almost what Tua does, with a little bit more experience. So, since he's been around a little while, but let me tell you, Teddy has injury history too. So Dolphins better watch out because you saw what happened in New England, Mikey, over the weekend. So Mac Jones gets hurt last week. Yeah. The backup Hoyer comes in and he gets hurt. And then they have the third string.
I'll tell you, Zappy's better than Hoyer.
He did,
like
but
that was a positive.
He was also getting banged around a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they all were. That offensive line is piecework together in New England.
Yeah.
I don't disagree, Spen. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. No. It's called second hit syndrome. Second contact impact syndrome. Second impact. Yeah, that's what it is. Syndrome. Second impact syndrome, which basically is you're more susceptible of getting a concussion, even if it's a weaker hit because your brain hasn't healed yet.
Yeah.
And clearly his brain didn't heal. And by the way, they fired the doctor that the NFL
that was a PR move.
Oh, 100%.
That was a PR move.
I know that. Come on. That's so the NFL looks good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, hey, we're doing the right.
No, it wasn't thing. The NFL. It was the PA
too.
Yeah,
right. But the NFL too. They're all part of it. So it's to make himself. They gotta look better.
Yeah, right? DG's right. DG's right. He comes in and says Bridgewater's a good backup, but he's not a franchise guy, and he's right.
No.
Teddy will be a backup for probably as long as he wants to play. He's one of those guys in that mold that's going to be good enough to give you the split that you need until your starter comes back.
Yeah. Dave, Buffalo operator. I've always been a fan of Bridgewater. He isn't taking them anywhere, though. Same with the number 2 for the Jets. Yeah, so 100%. I agree. So number 2, you're talking about Flacco? Yeah. So Flacco is just an old vet. He's a little older than Bridgewater, if I'm not mistaken. Bridgewater, now, initially when he was in Minnesota, before that injury, like freak kind of injury that he had, that non-contact, he was like, they were making him the franchise. Like he was going to be Minnesota's quarterback of the future.
He had that gruesome knee injury.
Yeah. So like,
and he lost 2 years. 2 years
derailed
from that.
Yeah, derailed his future.
And then he had a couple shots. I mean, he didn't have a great team in Carolina.
Right?
He had the first year he went to Carolina. He didn't have a great team in Carolina. He did really good with the Saints, so he got a shot in Denver. I don't think the coaching staff set him up for success there in that offense. Honestly, this outside of the year with the Saints, this might be his best situation.
100%. Yeah, I agree. And there's no pressure on him. You know what I mean? It's really no pressure. It's not he knows where he knows what he is right now, right? Like he's not taken to his job unless Tua somehow doesn't make it through the season. Yeah, he's done for the year. Then maybe, but he still probably understands that he's not like the future of the Dolphins. You know what I mean?
Man, what is
so-
wrong with the Rams?
Yeah, I know. So I'm watching the game. San Francisco just scored
What
again.
is-
The Rams aren't right. The Rams are not. I'm telling you, they
Oh, that's not a touchdown. His foot was out.
Yep, that is not a touchdown. That's a great call by Mr. Mikey, but they will probably score anyways.
Yeah.
Unless that was third down.
I want it to be Kittle because I got him in my money league.
Yeah, well, he was out of bounds. Sorry, bud.
So it's all good.
so injury fronts on the Buffalo Bills, they just keep stacking.
Yep.
Crowder, broken ankle, placed on
Oh.
the IR. Not that he was having this great season, but
he's that savvy vet.
He's a savvy vet.
He's fantastic kick returner. I had zero concerns with him back there as the returner.
100%. 100%. The 49ers
Yeah,
have the
they
Rams
do.
number. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They Shanahan has McVay's number.
Oh, Dave's saying no. Zach Wilson thought he was a number 2. Well, no. So Zach Wilson is the rookie they drafted last year.
Number 2
Wasn't
overall.
that? Yeah, he wasn't that good. He played a little better down the stretch last year, but then he got hurt in the preseason game this year. Missed the first 3 games. 4 games.
Yeah,
3
first 2 games.
Week 4.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he came back yesterday. I wasn't that impressed. I mean, yeah, he played a little better in the fourth quarter, but he had like 2 or 3 interceptions. He looked okay. I mean, he gave him the spark. They won. W's a W, but I still the Jets.
They're battling. They're battling the Patriots for the bottom.
They really are. I think the Patriots are going to get the bottom, though. I hate to say it.
too.
You cannot go on with what's going on with their offense and their defense. To their credit, man,
It's still good.
They keep them in games. They are still I got to give Belichick that. He is a great coach, man. Because that team's sorry, bro. Let's be real. That team's a sorry ass team, and he gets them to play every Sunday or Monday, and they try to play as competitive as they can. And it's funny because I talked to Trevor and Juan on Saturday, Patriot fans, and they're just they always feel the worst. I'm like, man, you guys are always in games. Go ahead.
Check out Spin. Jets going to beat Miami this week. Spin.
You
know what?
Have been lucky sometimes.
The way Miami's fans were talking, they deserve that one.
Right. It could happen.
God, can you imagine the Jets beating Miami? Oh,
it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me though. The way the Jets have been winning some weird games, it wouldn't shock me. Dave says just wait till Phillips, Trey White, Oliver come back. Yeah, bro. Honestly, man, that's gonna be and hopefully come back and be the same Trey White we love.
Yeah,
Oliver comes back.
He may not be the same right away. But
it's
even
gonna take some time.
80% of Trey is better than 100% of number 2s.
Yeah,
I truly believe that.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, I just we'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see though if he's ready. Let's say he's ready. Against the
6.
Chiefs. Let's just say hypothetically, right? Do they put him in a little game, at the end, or they just say F it? I think they say F it, like I said from the beginning, and they play him week 8. They're gonna. That's probably where they're comfortable at. They're not gonna say it right now, but they are.
Trey starts practicing this week.
Then maybe,
I can see him playing in the Chiefs game.
Padded physical practice.
Yeah, even if he gets limited, if he starts practicing this week. I can see him playing in the. You don't need to be padded 2 weeks out.
Not 3. Yeah. Ugh. But I want to see him take his first.
I get what you're saying. I'm telling you, if we see him this week, there's a chance he plays in the Chiefs game.
I haven't heard nothing. No, I don't think you will because McDermott would have. He already came out with the injuries. I'm just saying he would have said something already, Mikey.
They haven't practiced yet this week.
He would have brought it up, don't you think?
They haven't even practiced yet this week.
All right, go ahead.
We don't practice until Wednesday.
I don't think you'll see him on the field.
Listen,
I haven't heard anything.
I'm just saying if they see him this week for whatever reason, even unlimited, there's a chance he plays in the Chiefs game. If we don't see him this week, we're not going to see him at the earliest week 8. Earliest. We may not even see him week 8. We may not see him until week 10.
Who do we play week 8 anyways? Who's coming out of the bye?
Green Bay.
Green Bay at home. That's right. Okay, the Halloween game.
Yeah, the Sunday night game.
McDermott's comments on Trey worried me a little. Those ACLs are hard to come back from. Yeah, I heard that too. That's why I kind of I just don't. I don't see him coming back to week 8, bro. Like, or
he may not even be ready by week 8.
Right.
We don't
I
start seeing
told
him
you,
practices.
ACLs are funky, man. Like every player is different.
Yeah.
Every player bounces back different from him. I
he
mean,
didn't get his surgery until December of last year.
yeah. I mean, there's some freaks that come back. Like obviously, what's his name? Who ran for 2,000 yards after it? Adrian Peterson.
That guy's just a freaking nature, though.
Right? Like, I mean, what the hell is that, man? I do got something. Did you see this, Mike? It's pretty damn cool. Hold on, let me show you. Let me see if I could play this for you guys. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Big dog! Big dog! Oh, boy, big dog. In the Rose Park, boy, big dog! Ah! Silly kill! Dubs. It was ugly, but we didn't take it. Big dog, Cam, you already know. Great win, man. Yeah. Big dog! Oh, let's put big dog! Big dog!
By the way, did you notice?
Yeah,
did you notice?
Big Dubs.
Yeah, Shaq was one that was putting pressure on that on.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on Lamar on the interception. Yeah.
100%, man. I mean, he has that speed too. You know, he's a lighter DE that has some speed, man. That can get after the quarterback.
Shaq fits perfect for those types of games. Those run heavy games. Because he's a better run defender and he has a power rush.
Yeah.
Like glad to have him back. Him and Phillips. I'm glad to have them both back.
Well, man, we need Phillips back, man. I'm honestly like the thing is with Phillips out and Oliver out, it really changes us a little bit on defense on that line. We were talking about it on at post game.
Yeah.
And man,
we don't have that interior presence. Him and Oliver.
We need one of those guys back, man. Like I really miss. I love Oliver, I do, but you know my man crush is Jordan Phillips. Like I miss him so much.
Listen,
man.
he doesn't play the way he plays except in Buffalo. Like this defense fits him.
It does to a T, man.
Yeah,
and he loves playing here. Like I wonder what they're gonna. You know, I'm very curious how they're going to handle him because he's only on a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, if he comes back and he continues to what he started off in the beginning, the first 1.5 games.
We have a lot of guys to pay. We have a lot of guys to pay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just so curious on where Beane's going with the contract situation because, and the next thing I guess I'm going to get into is the Poyer. By the way, it's so funny, Mikey. I thought I showed you that, but I tweeted out a picture of the stats that Jordan Poyer leads the league in interceptions right now with 4. And I said, just pay the man. And whatever you got to do, I forgot what I said in total. But Rachel Bush liked it.
I saw that.
Oh, thank you, Rachel Bush. She agrees.
She's scrolling. She's scrolling to Twitter.
Anything that says Poyer.
Yep.
But to her defense, I did at her because I wanted to see if she replied or gave me a heart and she liked it. So I was like, yeah, but it's true. It's very true. But like going back to me and you when we talk about the contract to Poyer, it's an interesting one because I know you're not on the fence. You say pay the man, but you also are saying, well, Edmonds may be more important and there's only so much money to float around there. So what do we do? So now we're into week 5 coming up. So I'm going to ask again. We're going to keep doing this throughout the whole season, Mike, because it is interesting. How do you feel today on that situation? Are you still with we're just going to have to let Poyer walk out the door and concentrate?
No, and I don't think here's the thing. I don't think we let Poyer just walk out the door. I think Beane has a number where he's comfortable paying Poyer. Mm-hmm. At this point, Poyer's probably not comfortable with that. He thinks he can get more.
And it's going up.
Maybe. We think it is. I watched Tyrann Mathieu, who was an All-Pro, have to take a deal smaller than what Poyer's making today.
Yeah, I understand.
Who's younger than Poyer?
But I know a couple guys got paid too just recently, right? In that safety position. So we'll see. I really hope.
Yeah, but those guys that got paid are the young.
I get it.
Kids.
I get it.
Minka
I just hope
Derwin.
Like I said, I hope they come to some
So-
kind of agreement. You know,
So to
where they
answer your
work it out.
question, I still very much feel the same way. I think we need to find a way to bring him back. Jordan Poyer is a game changer.
I don't know if it's easier to replace Poyer, Spin. Like, I don't know about that. Like, that's where I get Edmonds. Like, Edmonds is a freak. And by the way, Milano and Edmonds are
Desmond is the captain.
playing great.
caller.
They're not only that, they're playing. He's even having a better year. Like, they're
Well, yeah,
he's-
they're having better
he's
years.
showing
They
his
actually
worth.
have defensive tackles up front, allowing
Right,
those guys
right.
to be free, run around
But
and
I
make
mean,
plays.
I see Edmonds though playing a little
Sp-
better though. I
Spin
see his
talk- yeah.
tackling better.
He's
you know.
attacking because he's not having to worry about blockers. Spin calls it. A couple ones before that. You
Mhm.
know, what was it? There was 3. Bryant was taking up 3 blockers to allow Milano to stuff Lamar, and Prince Emili was tipping balls for Poyer to pick off. Our big boys up front are actually keeping those guards off of our backers, allowing them to range and make plays. That's the
I get
difference
it.
this year.
I get it. I understand. And Spence saying Edmonds is playing at a Pro Bowl level and Milano's play. But what is but okay, but what is Poyer playing at? Let's be real here. He's also
You're talking
playing
about a 25-year-old versus a 32-year-old though.
No, I get it. I'm not talking about, but I'm talking about how they're playing now. Forget the age. I don't want to hear. I don't like that. I get that plays a factor, but I also understand that there's certain players that still could play at a high volume or high
Level.
high grade, whatever. Yeah, high level at 35, 37, 38. I mean, there's certain players now, not every player, and I get it. It's that risk that you take on an aging player. But if he's extending, which he is, I haven't seen any downfall from Poyer's play. If anything, I've seen it get better. I don't know, man. I don't go with the age thing. I go with how you're playing. And if
That's fine.
if he was losing a step,
When
right,
you
like
pay
JJ
him-
Watt, like
Yeah.
for instance, I'll give you a great example. JJ Watt. JJ Watt was declining. Where was he? JJ Watt before
Texans?
Arizona. Yes, with Houston Texans. He was already declining and had injury problems. He was missing so much time already with Texans, right?
Mhm.
His numbers were down. That's a contract that's a risk, right? And Texans weren't going to match. Right? That's it. He went it somewhere else. That's a contract. Totally understand. Stay away from that, right? You got to be careful with that. But then you got players like Von Miller who's earning his contract so far, and he's older, and we paid him.
Mhm.
So I don't want to hear about the age thing because we paid Von, right? And Von's one of the best. So if they feel Jordan Poyer is one of the best,
Can you
I don't know.
afford to pay a
That's the trick.
safety the
That's the
price that he wants to get paid? That's what it comes down to.
yeah, that's true.
In
But
this
I don't know.
defense, knowing that Frazier and McDermott are secondary gurus because they are.
Yeah.
Can you afford to give him that kind of money? That's what it all comes down to.
I think there's a way around it, and obviously both have to.
But to what he wants or to what the team can afford?
I don't know.
'cause there's a
See, but we
difference.
don't know what he wants. I don't know what he wants. You don't.
I guarantee
have
you, if
no
the team
idea.
and him were on the same page, the deal would have already been done.
Not necessarily, because we don't know what's talked about behind closed doors. It could be more Bean saying, "Listen, I need to get this right. We need to finish the season so I can get the money back and restructure deals." Blah blah blah. It happens every season. Bean says I can't. Don't expect this. Don't expect that. And
He
it
went in saying I'm
usually-
not. He's making $11 million this year, and he says I'm
Yeah.
not, and I'm done taking discounts.
I
$11
get
million is a
But
discount.
maybe
to
it
him.
goes. Maybe it goes. But maybe Bean's comfortable at 13.5, 14. You don't know that. I have no idea. But I'm with Chewy. I think it's now. Chewy says a 2-year deal. I think it's something like, and I was telling Mikey, if they're going to give him a contract, I think they're going to give him something like a 3 or 4 with the option out of like the last year contract, something like that.
with a void year at the end.
With the void
just to
year,
spread
yeah.
out the money.
The contract may look like bad, just kind of like the Von Miller
I mean,
thing.
Von Miller's his is a 6-year with really it's a 3-year with
Exactly.
the option for 3 extra years.
Exactly. So that's my point. So I think Bean can figure it out, and there's always restructuring. There's always ways around it. I
Yeah, we have
get
a
they're not going to be able to
$25
bring
coupon with our quarterback.
exactly, and I don't think they're going to bring everyone back. And it also will be interesting what Edmonds wants. Don't forget about that. Maybe he wants buku money. I don't know. That's You're right, Mike. That's where it's going to get dicey and tricky in the offseason. And that's where Bean is at his best. So let's see. Right.
Well, I
if
mean,
he's
you have to
at his
remember,
best.
we didn't think there was a chance in heck that Milano was coming back.
Nope. Or
And then
Daryl
we
Williams
didn't
at
have
the time.
any money this last
Yeah.
Then we didn't have any money this last offseason, and we went out and freaking signed Von Miller. So
Sign a
what
lot
the
of
heck
those.
do we know?
Exactly. And I have no idea. The cap is so tricky. I got to be honest with you.
If you listen to Cover One, Greg Thompson just recently said he figured a way out to sign them all. And if he can figure it out, we know Brandon Beane can figure it out if they want to.
Of course.
So,
of course. And still sign their rookies that they're going to draft and all that crap.
Give the guys
So somebody mentioned Crowder earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get to your message. By the way, Mike, if you see anything I'm missing, let me know. Okay. Because I haven't really looked too much. So it sucks losing Crowder. And we were talking about that earlier. But as we said post-game yesterday, we hate seeing injuries. I don't like it. Mikey doesn't like it. Nobody likes it. But sometimes that makes, gives another player an opportunity. And that other player is probably going to be Khalil Shakir. And this is, I think, a good thing. And I'm not saying good that the Crowder got hurt, but I think Shakir deserved to play after the preseason, after the minicamp, all that to begin with. It was just no room for him at the time because Crowder was there. We needed the vet presence. Yeah. Now Crowder is not there. Okay. And we need somebody reliable with hands that can punt return. I'm going to say that again. Yep. Because guys, remember, there's no Micah Hyde, right? There's no safety net anymore. Okay.
Our safety net Isaiah McKenzie if it's not.
Yeah, and I don't feel comfortable with him punt returns. I don't mind him kick returner. I think he's a really good kick returner. I just think he had that bluff in Indy last year, but other than that, he was very good. But Khalil Shakir, it's time for him to make a name for himself, and I think that's what he's going to do. And I love it, man, because I already thought he did this past Sunday. He came in and made some huge plays, Mike. What do you think about Shakir, man?
I love him. I told you from the beginning, I thought he should have been, playing from the start. I didn't think he should have been inactive. The training camp and preseason that he had showed the kid was ready for it. I thought because he was the starting punt returner on the depth chart, I thought he was going to be the guy. They decided to go with Crowder.
Yeah. That was
okay. That's fine. We figured out Crowder could punt return too. Great. And then when Gabe went down, he came in. He had a couple hiccups in his first game, so then we didn't see him again. And then he came back to this game, and he looked fantastic. He looked like he did in the preseason.
Yeah,
stepped right in, no problems.
Yeah. What I like the most too, and we're not really even. You guys got to really step back and look at the game, right? Shakir came in. In a bad environment, right? Bad conditions, right? So there's a lot against them already. It's not a preseason game, so there's really, it's not like there's nothing to like. You lose this game, it sucks. We go to 2-2, right? There was a lot of pressure on a rookie receiver, right? Like he's coming into a game, right? Now you have to make a play, right? Play calls to you, Josh Stone to you. He could have easily dropped the ball
right off the get-go.
Right, exactly. Like, who's having a problem with that, Mikey? Cooks. Like the moment that the game's like he's just not, it's in his head right now. Like, you know what I mean? He's thinking way too much. He needs to just go out there and play football like he knows how to do, right? Like I think he's doing the opposite of Shakir. Shakir's like playing like he's been there before. Cook is playing like he hasn't. Like he's just like this is all new to him, which it is.
He's thinking about what's going on rather than just reacting and being the field.
Just making
and you know what? We've heard that from a lot of people who say when you get there, some people it clicks right away. Some people say it takes some time to click, and then it starts to slow down. Cook is one of those that are probably going to need to have it slow down.
Yeah.
He also needs to be out on the field for it to start slowing down. And we're in the way we're used. I don't like how we're using the 3 running backs. It should be Cook and Singletary and Moss at break glass.
Yeah. Or
if
they
something happens.
They got to figure. What I wish
this running back room out, man. I hate how it's being used right now.
I think they should have used Cook more in the preseason, maybe, than they did too. I thought they were very limited with him in the preseason. And that could be also a problem, right? And he's not running with the 1. So, of course, when he goes in there now, it's kind of like maybe he's just a little bit not knowing a play or just a little nervous. You got to remember, too, Josh Allen's throwing him the ball. This isn't some college quarterback he's used to, right? Different speeds of the ball, right? You know, so there's a lot to it that he has to really get used to. Like Singletary's been with Allen a minute now, right? So Singletary's getting better and better. Their connection is obviously, you see what's going on, right? Like they're really 1-2ing. Like that's Josh's second guy now, it seems like. And I gotta say too, Mikey, I forget who talked about this. I think it was Locked On Bills. It was what's his name?
Joe Marino.
Joe Marino. Yeah, he talked about he's a little worried about the receiver room. And I have to admit, I am a little. I'm not going to say a lot, or I'm like trembling in my boots. But listen, I love Diggs, and Diggs is the man. He is the man. He's Josh's guy. That's one of the top 5 receivers in the league. But McKenzie now with the concussion, even though if he comes back, he's still a little dude, right? He's still a little guy. Gabriel Davis is really dealing. I told you that ankle injury is playing mental games with his head, because he is that Gabe Davis doesn't drop balls like that. Like he is something's not right with Gabe Davis right now, and it may not be right until that ankle's healed. And who knows how many more weeks until he's feeling 100, right? So now we're limited down to what, right? We're down to Stephon Diggs. We're down to a rookie Khalil Shakir, which I love, and I think he's going to play great. But we don't know that just yet until he plays a full game, right? And then McKenzie, we'll see. So, yeah, I'm a little worried. But Kumero's out with a high ankle sprain, right? He hasn't been back yet. So I'm just saying, so we are limited right now in that receiver room. Now we have Hodgins, right?
We have Austin.
We have Austin, who's a veteran receiver. But we need to get Gabe Davis healthy is what I'm saying. Because I feel like right now, Mikey, we don't have a number 2 until Gabe Davis gets back like 100. And that's what kind of worries me a little bit, because if they start doubling up on Diggs, these guys really need to play good, solid football. Shakir.
Then tell your dumbass number 2 to stop trying to play through it.
Yeah, well, that and the coaching staff. It's funny because we had, for the longest time, Mikey, we had like award-winning trainers and all that. Yeah, the training staff.
They're still there.
Right. And for some odd reason this year, I don't think we're going to win that award again. Right? Like, unless these guys get back soon. This is a bad year for injuries for us. Who else is on the injury report? Anybody else pop up besides the 2 guys I mentioned, McKenzie?
So a couple things that came in from the chat while you were going through that. Spen says we need to cook the ball, get him going. If he fumbles, then give it to him the next snap. He's like, Spen also said he'd get rid of a draft pick just to get rid of Moss, which made me laugh. Chewy comes in and says, "Are we ready for Blackshear's rival?" Blackshear is in Carolina. He's on their 53-man roster. Blackshear's not on our practice squad anymore. He's gone.
He got picked up.
Yep, he's gone.
Yeah, it happens. Now I do know one of our old running backs got cut. Antonio Williams, I think.
Yep, from the Giants.
Yeah, so he's around, but I don't think the Buffalo Bills are going to. I think right now, I'll be honest with you guys, running back, even though it's important, I think it's the last thing that's on their mind right now. Like 2 to pick up. Like they need, we need more than that. We need some depth in the corners right now, unless Xavier Rhodes gets healthy, I guess. And then we need offensive linemen.
See, and honestly, I don't think we need corners, because I think we're fine, even with Rhodes not healthy.
Depending on when.
Even without Trey. Because we have Kyer, we have Dane, we have Cam Lewis.
Benford might be back in 2 to 4 weeks, right?
So I'm not even, I don't know if we'll see.
Maybe not.
Rhodes.
Offensive lineman. Offensive line,
I wouldn't mind getting a decent offensive line. Problem is there's not very many out there, and those that are out there that are good aren't available.
Oh, yeah, Duke Johnson, yeah. I'll tell you what, though, Moss has had a couple decent runs the last 2 weeks. I will say that. That I'm hard on. I'm really like, Moss is not my guy. I don't really care for Moss too much. But I always give credit where credit's due. He had a nice run against Miami. And I felt like at that time we should have ran a little more, especially after that play. And that's on Dorsey there. He should have saw that the Dolphins were kind of getting tired too. And if we have those fresh legs like Moss coming in, who barely gets playing time, really, you know what I mean? Put him back and running him again. So I don't understand. I didn't understand that one.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
I'm not concerned about the receiver room, and here's why. Yes, we know, Crowder's down with a broken ankle. McKenzie has a concussion. Um, Davis has the sprained ankle or whatever he's playing on. Kumaro has a high ankle sprain. But we also have Shakir, possibly McKenzie, Diggs. Then we also have Knox, still a weapon.
Yep.
We can bring up Hodgins. We could bring up Austin. Both of those guys can be weapons. So it's not like we're don't have enough in our tool belt.
Yeah.
Are we? Yeah. What we're doing is we're testing the limit of our depth. We talked about how deep this team was all year long coming in, and what we're doing is we're just testing that depth right now.
So here's my problem with that. Here's only my problem. I don't mind the players you're talking about, but none of those players have time with Josh Allen, right? They don't have like what Gabe Davis has, Stephon Diggs.
Hodgins
like
does.
Tavon Austin is brand new to the team, and he's been hurt. So I know for a fact he hasn't worked with Josh Allen much, right? Mm-hmm. Josh Allen doesn't really go to people he doesn't have some kind of connection or he's had some snaps with, right? Shakir and him seem like they have a decent connection going early, so that's a good sign.
Hodgins is the one who has the biggest connection with him because he's been
and Hodgins is correct, but he's also been hurt a long time too.
Yeah, but in the offseason last year, Davis and Hodgins both went to California and did the whole passing thing with
So
Hodgins was part of that.
But I got to see him in a regular season game too.
Absolutely.
We have not yet seen Hodgins. Now I've seen Shakir, right? We've seen Shakir in a big moment and a big game. So I'm really not worried about Shakir. It's Hodgins. If he's called up, I got to see how he plays. And Austin, obviously, if he's called up, who knows? Let's be real here, right? He hasn't lived up to his draft status, but he's a journeyman. He's lasted long in the league. He just hasn't lived up to what he was supposed to be initially, right? So we'll see. We'll see what the Bills do. I'm not totally nervous yet. I need Gabe Davis to get healthy. Send him out if you have to.
I agree.
This should be an easy win versus Steelers. I think they're going to start the rookie.
Pick it.
Yeah, and listen, there's no way we should not win this game. And it's not being cocky or anything like that. We're just a better football.
We're not even sure if Minka's going to be back yet because he was hurt.
Right.
We don't know if Minka's going to play. We know that TJ Watt's not there. How's their run defense? They're actually one of the worst run defenses in football right now.
Yeah. They're not playing too well. Amy liking Hamlin. Yeah, Hamlin. I liked him coming out of the draft, man.
Yeah.
I loved Hamlin his play. Like he is a tough dude, man, back there.
So let's answer this question from Dallas. Trade for Barkley, yay or nay, gentlemen. I really think it's. Listen, we're not trading for Saquon Barkley. One, we don't have the cap room for Saquon Barkley. Two, we're not going to give up what they want for a rental.
Are they still trying to trade him though?
I think so. Wow. I don't know why they're 3-1. I don't know why they would try to trade him.
He's playing good. Wow.
He's playing great.
I wouldn't even think that was the
Saquon Barkley isn't going to fix this run game.
No, it has nothing to do
with the issue isn't the running backs. The issue is the offensive line aren't run first offensive linemen. And if we did actually we have to run more than 3 times a quarter in order to get those guys in a run fit mood. So it's just not our offense. So Saquon Barkley isn't going to fix the run game all of a sudden.
I totally agree with that. Like this is not, unless you could bring back Barry Sanders from 19.
Right, because that guy had no offensive line in front of him and still found a way to rush for 1,500 yards.
They're cool. If we could bring back like Barry Sanders somehow. I would
the greatest running back to ever do it.
Yeah, I'd be all good for that trade. I'll give up a first round, But listen, that's why I give Devin Singletary a lot of credit too for what he averages with this bad offensive line that he's had since he's been drafted. He's done very well.
He has that phone make the people miss in the phone booth.
Exactly? Yeah.
That's what makes him still somewhat successful in this offense.
Exactly.
Like second half, we started running a little bit more. We got him on the outside. We let him use his elusiveness to cut through guys and pick up some yards. Got to stop trying to run these guys straight up the middle. We're not a power run team.
Not working. Won't work.
Yep.
Give me 1 second, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah.
Real quick, Mikey. So all day today, and we talked about this post game again. The play of Baltimore in the fourth quarter on the fourth down. You said you were Team Harbaugh on that. Like you were saying,
Yes.
you agree with that. There's a lot of people like myself, and it was very mixed today. I got to say, it's mixed opinion.
It's 50-50. It's a 50-50 thing.
Very 50-50. So here's somebody made a great, I think it was Rex Ryan actually said it, but there was a couple.
God. You're going to listen to Rex Ryan?
Yeah, no, listen.
That's where you're going to support your point?
Well,
Rex
it was
Ryan.
a lot of people. But Rex Ryan wasn't he was a really good defense coordinator. And I don't think he was that bad of a coach. But he made a great point, and I'm serious. Baltimore, we punted the ball. We had a great punt. They started at their own 5. They had that long drive, right? Like, 90 yards or something like that, right? To get down to the 5, okay? Mm-hmm. To come out with nothing, really, one, that's shitty, okay? Not to come up with a 2, you're basically telling your defense, I don't trust you at all to even if we score a field goal to hold them to only a touchdown. Because let's say they scored the field goal there, right? Basically, Harbaugh was saying, man, I don't think the defense can hold them from scoring a touchdown and winning the game. Because worst case scenario, they make the field goal to his thing, and we make the field goal, it's still going to overtime. So it wouldn't make any sense. Like, I get what you were saying. If he throws the ball away, which Lamar should have, by the way. If you have nothing, throw it away because we have it at the 2. I agree with that.
Well,
but
my issue isn't so much the going for it, because I agree with the going for it. My issue was the play call. How do you not get, and this was my same issue that I had with Buffalo last week against Miami at the goal line. How do you not get Allen or Lamar out on the edge where they have the run pass option? First off, I understand Josh Allen's more of a drop back passer than Lamar is. You do not use Lamar Jackson on a 4th and 2 or 4th and goal from the 2 in a drop back fashion. That is a bad play call on the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and he's a good offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. But with 4 minutes left,
listen,
in my opinion,
this is why.
Let the defense.
Okay, they kicked the field. They kicked the field goal, right? They get the ball back.
Yeah.
The Bills were down there ready to score a touchdown.
Yeah, but that's because but that you don't think the Ravens played that a little differently, knowing that
all we needed is a field goal? No.
Yeah, you don't think?
No, I don't think. No, they were.
You don't think they would have played more physical, knowing that they had to have it? Let's say they score a field goal, right? And they're down. Let's say if they score a field goal, they're up 23-20, right?
They're gonna play.
They kicked the ball. No, with 4 minutes left. It wasn't a 2 minute. I don't think so.
They're not playing it any different. If it's tie game or if they're up 3, they're not playing that any different.
That's not okay. Maybe not, but I don't think that's a prevent. 4 minutes. That's a lot of time. I think you play. They
played soft coverage the entire second half.
But we weren't going down there and scoring touchdowns over and over, Mikey. We scored 20 points up at the half. How many touchdowns do we have? 2 and 2 field goals at that time. At that time. Right, but that's not a lot. That's not like we were going down there with ease.
For the last 2 drives we had.
And we also had one turnover, or they had a turnover, and we had the ball at the 50, and we punted right away. Remember that drive?
Yeah, that was early.
That was a drive right before, right? So I'm just saying, like
we can argue this all day long. End of the day, I agree with him. You don't.
I think it's 50-50 on there. I think, like I said, if it was me, I think it was a mistake not to go for the field goal. You got to trust your defense eventually.
How do you trust the 32nd ranked defense, Tommy? How do you trust that?
Well, I would say, man, you guys they only put up 20.
When you have the number 1 ranked offense and the 32nd ranked defense,
I would say up until this point, they played good in the game. That's how I would have played it.
They did play good in the game, though.
I thought they played well enough. They had a turnover early. They stopped us in the fourth quarter on that drive that I thought that was needed. You were upset on that.
You're reaching,
okay,
brother.
So tell me, wait. No, I'm right. Okay, so listen. We had a turnover, right? Key turnover.
Yes, we had a turnover. We had 2 turnovers.
No. Listen, at the 50.
Okay.
Right? Okay. We did nothing with the ball. 0.
No.
We punted. So how great was our offense in the fourth quarter?
Because of
we didn't even move the ball.
one
15
drive.
yards. In the fourth quarter, you're saying we were killing them in the fourth quarter. We're scoring,
We
downfield, just
second
driving
half
like crazy.
altogether. We didn't once, and that's because we went run up the gut. Then we had a deep pass down the sidelines, and then a sack.
I disagree.
That's fine. We can disagree. That's the whole point of this.
I don't think our offense. You acting like our offense was on fire in the second half. We scored.
No,
we scored.
I'm not acting like that. I'm saying
points.
that the Ravens have the 32nd ranked defense in football, and their head coach said, I'm going to let my offense try to score a touchdown here, rather than put my faith in them. That's all I'm saying.
I understand, but I go by game. It's not about.
That's fine. You can go however you want. Harbaugh is the coach there and made the choice, and he agreed with me.
Yeah, and how'd that work out?
A W for the Bills, baby. That's how that worked out.
Right. So yeah, go Team Harbaugh. Woo! So I guess we can agree with that.
Hey, whatever. W for the Bills, baby.
100%, man. So at least we agree on that.
Spins with me. We scored on 4 of our last 5 drives. So don't tell me we weren't moving the ball.
Okay, we scored, but that field goal
still moved the ball.
You guys.
So stop pretending like we weren't moving the ball at all.
I didn't say we weren't moving the ball, but it's about getting in the end zone. We also moved the ball
against
the
Daniel.
Dolphins.
Daniel's with me too. Daniel's with me too.
Yeah, they're with you because we won. Because it was a great decision. That's right.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Oh, by the way. So we scored 3 points in the fourth quarter.
We had the ball one time in the fourth quarter. They had a 9-minute drive that they didn't. We had the ball one time in the fourth quarter. We
had the turnover in the fourth, didn't we? Wasn't that in the fourth?
I don't think so. I think that was the end of the third because they had a 9-minute drive.
But you could be right, though. You could be right. I don't know.
They had like a 9+ minute drive, and then we had it for the last 4 minutes, 4+ minutes.
Maybe. I'd have to look at the stats because I don't remember. That game was so annoying.
Judas says we're like the '89 Bickering Bills.
We are. We're like old couple.
It's been a while since we've had a real debate like this, though, Tommy.
It's a great debate, though. It is a good debate because I don't know if anyone's right here. I think there people are mixed on this. You got experts that are saying the same thing. Some are saying yay, some are saying nay.
Chewy's with you. The rest of them are with me. You're crazy.
Thank you, Chewy. I appreciate you, bud.
It's all love, brother. It's all love.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So
honestly, I don't mind the call. The play call though I'm with you on that one. If I would have known that was going to be the play call, I would have kicked the field goal because that was a horrendous play call.
Yeah,
it was a 3-step drop in the in the red zone with Lamar Jackson. Are you kidding me?
You know what I like that teams don't go back to? They did it to us. Seems like it's like the ongoing. It's like we don't ever do it, by the way. Yeah. That shovel pass.
Yeah, right. We never do that.
We've never done it.
It always works.
I've never seen that play.
A horribly run shovel pass, i.e., the Giants in Week 1 worked.
Right. Yes, when he got caught up,
and that still worked.
It's like the one play. What's the one play the Dolphins used to do all the time that teams really don't go to anymore? Some do. Hillis does it a lot over in the Saints, where he's the quarterback. The running back goes
the
the
Wildcat.
The Wildcat. That's another play. I swear to God.
The Giants had to do that this weekend with Saquon. Saquon was their quarterback for a little while because Daniel Jones got hurt.
Okay. Bro, that play, I'm telling you, it always gets something.
Scott. Yes, you're so right. On that fourth down play, they were like dragging Shaq Lawson back and he was still coming forward.
Yeah, so by the way, for all the Ravens fans that are complaining about the penalty at the end there, Josh Allen got, your offensive lineman, go back and watch that game. There were so many non-calls for holding that I saw. Like, big time, plain as day, and the refs were just ignoring it. I mean, bro,
bad.
Guys
passed them and they're reaching out, grabbing their shoulder pads.
Really bad. So don't come back with the superstar treatment because, trust me, Lamar gets it too.
Yep.
Don't go there. If we're gonna be fair, I'm with you too, Ravens fans. Like
Daniel Gary says they don't run a shovel pass in Buffalo because they don't trust their running backs to catch it.
I think what's his name? I think Singletary will catch it. He has good hands. We just don't do it. We have not, and that's great to go to that subject now.
Oh wow.
We talked about this. Dorsey has not. I mean Dorsey. Yeah, Ken Dorsey. He has not yet got creative with play calling.
No,
he's
not
done.
at all.
He's done. Yeah, he's done good. I think he's done very well. But I think he's playing it very safe and effective. It's effective, but he hasn't mixed
at
in.
times. At times it's effective.
At times, yeah. But what coordinator is perfect every game?
No. Oh, I
You know what
get it.
So you got to give him. And I was talking about this with Curtis because Curtis was like, like Dorsey, and I'm like, listen, we got to give the guys like chill out a little bit with the Dorsey's not doing because one, this is his first moment. Like this
Are you hearing people talk bad about Dorsey? I'm not. I don't hear you, brother. Is it me or is it you? You're on mute.
Am I good
Yeah,
now?
there you go. You're good now.
Oh no, some people, but he was bringing up
okay.
Dorsey in the Dolphin game. And I was like, listen, not every,
Chewy says Dorsey's sandbagging for the Chiefs game.
But I just think, like, we got to give the guy a little break. He's new at the position. He's going to make some mistakes.
Yeah.
He's going to learn.
No, he's going to.
And his playbook eventually is going to open up. I just feel like right now, it's almost like we know it's there, but I kind of feel like Mikey, like he hasn't gone there yet because maybe he's trying to get like
he's
do his
still
best.
Filling out his personnel. I think he's still filling
out his personnel, and I still think he's wanting to get his basic plays perfectly ran. You know what I mean? And then he can get a little more creative once everything is like he's comfortable with everybody's comfortable with his offense. But honestly, the first 2 weeks there was no need to.
Okay, yeah, couple of things. First, Spin comes in and says the Bills out. Yes, Scott. He sounds better on mute. Spin comes in and says Bills outscoring opponents 44-0 in the third quarter. How the tides have changed. Remember our biggest complaint about Daboll?
Lets his foot off the gas, doesn't adjust.
Yes,
it's really
we don't have that problem with Dorsey up in the box.
No, and let's go to that Ravens game. Back to the coaches, right? And the players too. But really, let's start on the coaches. There was no panic, right?
At all.
I was panicking a little bit when we were down 17. It was fumbling. Like I was like, this is not looking good, right? But I felt like the coaches, now the players, I will say, their body language wasn't the best at that time, but I understand, they're making bad plays. But I felt like the coaches, McDermott, I felt like they just were like Frazier, Dorsey, like every time they panned to them, felt like they were calm, cool, collective. They were just like, okay,
well,
let's go on to the next play.
Did you see the interview on the sidelines when we went down early with McDermott?
Yeah.
Like they gave him a chance to say, oh, the poor the weather. He's like, no, we're just not executing. That's all. Right. Yeah, just calm.
Got to clean it up, man. And listen, it paid off.
So, okay, I got to ask Spin this question. Did we really win the toss and choose to receive?
We did, which is unbelievable. Who was
so I was wrong the other night when I said we haven't won a toss. I thought they won the toss.
Yeah,
I didn't.
So I don't remember you saying that. So yeah, somebody talked about that today. I forget who it was. I think it was. Oh, it was Joe.
It was Joe Marino. It was on the hashtag. I went into the hashtag. Yeah, I went into the hashtag chat and I was saying they haven't won a toss since
Oh yeah.
So that one was on me. I was wrong there. I didn't realize they had won the toss.
Yeah.
I think Spin actually corrected me in the chat.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Joe Marino came out and said like he does the things I like, the things I don't like, and that was one of the things he didn't like. And that was odd. That was really odd because the Bills normally don't do that.
I know,
but
right? I don't understand why
he did say maybe the reason why. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe that makes sense.
The weather was supposed to be worse after half.
Correct. So maybe they were thinking, okay the rain is going to be in our favor right now. It's probably drizzling at this time. It's not so windy. Let's get the ball first. Let's get that advantage. And it didn't work.
It didn't work out that way. But I understand the logic if that's the reason why he did it.
It was. It had to have been the logic. There's no other logic. Like it has to be the logic.
I mean, because McDermott always. That's why honestly, that's why I thought they won the toss because McDermott always defers.
Yeah. I think it was the weather that played a factor, but
You
I have
just
a feeling
owned in the
they'll do it again.
house.
What up, man?
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway,
I was
so
very,
go ahead, Mike.
impressed with the leadership that they showed, especially after the meltdown we had in Miami. They
Mhm.
they kept it very calm and cool. No one pressed. They just
Yep.
kept chipping away.
Yep.
And now they finally have that stupid narrative that they can't win a close game off their backs. We don't want to listen to that.
That's so stupid. It is a stupid stat. It's a true stat.
Yeah, it was a stupid
Factual.
narrative.
but that I'm glad that
You and me
now
both,
that's not,
brother. You and me
that's not
both.
like it's not like the drought stat. Yeah, it's an important stat. But
DJ Stone, you and me both, brother. I'm waiting for OBJ to get to Buffalo too.
I'm hearing so many things now. The Colts, the Packers, like
They're
it's like
all going to say that. He's going to go.
the
Listen,
Giants.
the
again.
Colts. The Colts aren't going to be in playoff contention.
No,
He's not
why would
going
he
there.
go there? No.
He's going to pick a Super Bowl contender. It's
Correct.
probably honestly going to come down to the difference between Buffalo, the Chiefs,
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Yep.
Someone along those lines. Maybe
Yeah.
Baltimore. Although I don't think he's gonna want to go to Baltimore because they don't really pass a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see when that
Could be
time
the
comes,
Rams.
though.
If the Rams figure their stuff out, it could be the Rams.
You're not going to find that out until November, December, when he's really starting to work out. You know what I mean?
It'll be mid-December before we hear anything because he won't be back until late December, early January if he comes back at all.
Mhm.
He blew that thing out in February, man.
Yeah. He's gonna. I want to say that, but I always go back to coaches when we play teams, and Tomlin is one of the best, right? Like he's up there, man. He's a Hall of Fame coach, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I love
I don't think he's ever had a losing record for a season. This may be his first, depending on how his backup does. But he's going to have his team prepared. But listen, I would be shocked if we lose the game. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout, but I can see us winning fairly good.
Double digits.
I just don't. Their offense is what holds that whole team back. Their defense.
We'll see what Kenny. We'll see what Kenny can do.
Yeah, he didn't look too great last week, but we'll see.
I guess the Jets didn't look too great. But imagine this Bills defense.
Not too good.
And
in Buffalo,
Frazier and McDermott do wonders against rookies quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They give them fits.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not in Pittsburgh, right? He's going to have the crowd in his ear. The crowd. We haven't been at home for like weeks now.
Right?
Like,
the crowd is one of our first 4 games at home.
Bills Mafia is waiting, right? We're waiting. By the way, I counted the Chiefs game. Like, what's crazy? We're going on the road next following game against Chiefs. We've played them now in 2020 in the playoffs once, twice in 2021, and now so 4 straight.
Four of the 5, right? No, because earlier that
4 in a row.
So 4 in a row because in early 2020 we played at home.
Playoffs, right?
Yeah,
but then we played them in playoffs, lost.
Yep.
2021 twice, won, lost one.
Yeah, we had to go there. They've only had to come here once, and that was before we were what we are.
Right.
We were still
golly. Man, I'm so sick of playing at Arrowhead. Oh my god.
So that's why we need to get the 1 seed so they have to come to us.
Oh, dude, amen.
Because you know what? I'll tell you, they looked good last night against that really good Bucs defense.
I did not think they were. I thought they were going to win. At first, I was so.
There was a ton of missed tackles. There was a ton of missed tackles.
But they're still, listen, as long as they got Andy Reid coach, and as long as they got Mahomes there, as long as they got Kelsey there, they're a dangerous team. They're still a dangerous team. The 49ers won, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
Scott Blakely comes in with a super chat.
Ooh, super chat.
What's nice is it's a short week after getting beat by the Raiders next Monday. They come to us on it. We have to go to them on a short week.
I hate the Raiders, but I was so happy they beat Denver. Because Denver,
you hate Russell.
All that hype, man, right? That they got.
Same with the Raiders. The Raiders were nothing but hype. That division.
Yes,
because the Chargers didn't look all that great either.
No, man. No. But yeah, I want to go back to the game real quick. So the coaches and I gotta say the players bounced back after the bad body language. I thought that coming out of this, you know what it was, Mikey? That touchdown before halftime.
Yeah.
That's what kind of flipped the game around, right? That's what started the momentum for the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, right? Because the second half was a tale of two stories, right? Like the defense really knuckled down, 0 points, right?
Yeah.
And the offense finally found a rhythm that they were totally missing in the first half, except for that last drive to score a touchdown there. So I thought it all started there. And then, like you said earlier with Singletary, he started getting into a little groove.
They started doing the outside zone runs and the tosses, and I thought that changed everything.
It was,
you know, if you noticed, it goes back to last year too. When Singletary gets going, the whole team gets going.
I say it all the time. I do. And I do have something. I thought I had something. Oh, I do want to play this real quick for you, Mikey. And for everybody here, if you haven't seen it, I'll play it now. Hold on.
Josh, what's to say about Devin that he seems to find a way each week to contribute? You know, he lost the fumble early, but to bounce back and make some big plays on that final drive.
And I can't rave enough about what he is, who he is, and what he does for this team. I urge everybody that's watching football, if you're a young kid, if you're in college, whatever, you turn on Devin Singletary tape and you watch him, how he strains to the ball, whether he's got it or not. He's downfield picking guys up. He's doing everything right. In practice, he's running 50, 60 yards, getting in the end zone, coming right back, running another play. The dude just, all he knows is work, and that's why his name's Motor, and he lives up to the name. But again, I can go on and on about what type of person and player he is. I freaking love the kid.
Yeah,
he ain't wrong. He's not wrong.
He ain't wrong, bro. I've been said that he's not a me guy, bro. He's been nothing but a team player.
Yeah,
and he does everything he's asked to do on the field. He doesn't even get upset like when they draft running backs and like all the talk about other running backs.
He welcomes it.
Yeah, he's just whatever to win, man. If you want me to pass catch, you want me to sit down, you want Moss to come in, okay, cool, man. If you think he doesn't complain, I don't see him complaining. I don't see him upset. He doesn't, he fumbled last week. You think he would be down on himself. When he got his opportunity again, he played very well, man.
Did you hear the story about him and Cook? So last week he fumbled. Cook went up to him and told him, "Don't worry about it. We still need you. You're gonna get it back. You're gonna get it back."
Oh, okay.
This week, Cook dropped the pass. Singletary went up to him and said, "Don't worry about it. We're gonna need you. You're gonna get it back." So they're always picking each other up.
Yeah, that's good. That's. I will say this about the team too. Of course, I'm sure a lot of fans say that, like the locker room's great, the team loves each other, but I do believe that. I believe these guys are a family. Like, all these guys just have a good bond. Von Miller, man, 1 year in already, off season in some games, and he's already. If you think he's been here years already, right? How the players are just loving what he brings. That whole blink thing is like a thing now.
Don't blink.
Yeah. That's becoming a thing now. It's just great to see. Players are, they're bought into McDermott's way, and
they also brought the right guys in. Vaughn talks about it all the time, and he says, Josh Allen has everybody at his house.
Yeah.
They all go and just hang out. They recently had a surprise birthday party for Jordan Phillips. Micah Hyde's daughter had a birthday, and they all went to a little kid's birthday party. They were all there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it truly is a family in Buffalo, and that's what the Pagulas and Bean and McDermott and the organization has built.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Scott, I wish they would, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really wish it would. I hope it does. But I the way it looks like it's going is they're going to draft or bring in like a 1 year deal, unless Motor
they're going to let Motor go out and see what his worth is. If it's higher than what they put a value on, then they're going to say, good luck, we love you, and let him go do it. If not, I can see him coming back on a team friendly deal.
They'll let him do like a Harrison Phillips kind of thing.
Let him go out,
or Ryan Bates maybe even.
Yeah, or Ryan Bates. I have a feeling that Jordan Poyer's going to be told the same thing. We want you back. Go out and see what your value is. If you can get more money, take your bag.
They may
take your bag.
They may.
If not, just know you have X amount of money here. waiting for you.
Phillips too, by the way. I can see
Yeah.
that with Jordan Phillips.
They
They really
Jordan
liked you.
Phillips said that's what happened when he left. Him and Shaq both. They offered him a contract. Said, "Here's what we have you valued at.
Right.
If you can get more than this,
We
do
don't
it.
blame you. Right,
Take
yeah.
your bag." And
Yeah.
they did. And they both said they wanted to come back.
Right. Yeah. Didn't quite work out.
Well, I mean, if you think about that, they were told by the front office, your value's X. If you can get
Right.
more, go get it. I want you to
Right.
succeed. Just know if you ever want to come back here, the door's open. Hard to be mad about that.
Rams were imploding on sideline tonight. Let
Oh
me
my
tell you
God,
something.
yes, they were.
Yeah. And so was the Baltimore Ravens, by the way. But,
Oh my God.
well, one guy was, but
Peters and Harbaugh got into it too.
yeah. But I will tell you this, and this goes back to my point of those 90 Bills. That
I
I love, we all
absolutely
love.
still have road rage, Chewy.
Yo,
I'll have road rage
that-
until the day I die, brother.
Yeah, that what was I gonna say? The Super Bowls, getting back to the Super Bowl is so tough. It is so, I don't think you guys realize how tough it is. And for the fact the Buffalo Bills got their 4 straight times, the Rams ain't getting back, is my point. Right? And most teams don't get back again.
They'll
They wait a
figure
couple
it
years.
out and get it turned around a little bit.
I don't think, but that's not a Super. From what
I don't
here,
see them being a Super Bowl team either.
That
But
is
I have
not
a
a Super
feeling
Bowl
they'll turn it around. You have to remember they weren't real good early last year either. It wasn't until they went and got Vaughn that they really started turning things around.
I'm trying to think who is an NFC Super Bowl right now. Who is the favorite?
Who's the contenders? Probably the Eagles.
The Eagles right now, but who else? I'm saying besides the Eagles. You know the Eagles are 4-0.
The Eagles, the Bucks, even though they didn't look real great.
Bucks
the
are shaking. That's who I had.
The Packers, who haven't looked real great.
No offense
at this point.
shaky.
And in the West, it'd probably be the 49ers. They're probably the best team in the West right now.
You're right. So maybe it's
because they have a great defense, a
Eagles.
Fantastic run game.
All right.
It
Eagles,
all
49ers.
depends on what Garoppolo plays like.
And he's playing. He's gonna get back to his old ways.
Yeah.
Like you got to remember, he was practicing like on the second field or something. They were saying like
Yeah,
he
for
wasn't
like the
even
first
with
month. He
Yeah,
wasn't with the
so,
team. So he's going
no.
through preseason right now with them.
Right. So when he gets his act together, get back to football shape or whatever they want to call it.
I don't think Crowder's out for the season. I think he's eligible.
No,
to
he's not.
return.
But
He's
I don't
eligible
think.
to return. But he'll be
He
back
is.
if he comes back. He'll be back later this season.
Yeah, but
because he has a broken ankle.
You may not see him back though. I'll be honest with you. Depending on who we wind up signing by then. Like let's say we wind up getting Obi. Let's just say hypothetically, they'll probably just give him like what do they call that when they pay somebody when they're on injured? They pay their contract out. They give him like they did it with some guy we just brought back.
Injury settlement.
Yeah, injury settlement. So I could definitely see something like that happening. Because if that's far off in the season, we may have already made a move. I'll be honest with you at that point. Or Shakir's playing at a high level, what we may not need. It may
and
not
we're gonna
make
bring
sense.
and we're gonna bring OBJ in, and we might need the roster spot. I can see us releasing him, put him on injury reserve injured reserve with a release with an injury settlement. I can see that.
Exactly. So it all depends on the rest of, the next whatever couple months go.
But I could also see them bringing him back in a few months and then him being a piece of our playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen too. But I don't know.
We're going to see Shakir a lot now. I'll tell you. Shakir's going to take that role that that Crowder's been playing in. I really believe that because he's going to be the punt returner, and I believe he's going to be splitting slot snaps with McKenzie.
Yeah, I do too. And McKenzie, we don't know. I think he will play, but we don't know yet. He's still in construction protocol. So.
Same with Bates. It wasn't until like Friday that Bates got cleared.
Yeah, so we don't know, as far as McKenzie goes. But how do you feel about McKenzie so far this season? I'm just curious, what's your thoughts on McKenzie?
He's been up and down. He's made some really great plays, but he's also made some boneheaded drops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's been a good slot guy. He hasn't been the electric guy he was that we were hoping for to this point, but we're 4 games in.
Yeah, I haven't seen many deep routes for him.
I haven't seen a lot of the long crossers either.
Long cross, exactly. Like, I feel like they limited.
I see these little arrow routes that they keep running.
Yeah, they've limited him. I think I think they need to use his speed a little bit more. Is what I'm saying. They need to take advantage of that. And
Yeah, spin.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do agree they need to take advantage of it. Spin comes in and says, "Who would have thought how big of an injury impact that Kumaro had? Kumaro's injury has impacted them a lot."
Yeah. I like I said, I wasn't a big fan of him being on the offense, special teams. Yeah, but I will say when he stepped up when we needed him.
He's great run blocker, and he's been reliable catching the ball.
Yeah, but that was a high, like I said, the high ankle sprain.
He's gonna be out a few more weeks.
Those are, you saw what Ed Oliver, that was a high ankle sprain. That's not fun.
They said Ed's was a low.
Was it? I heard high, but okay, maybe. I have to go back and look. I heard otherwise, but
I thought they said it was low. I thought they said it was low, and that's why they thought he was gonna be back sooner.
Okay, you could be right. I have no idea.
I could be wrong too. I'm wrong a lot. I'm
wrong and right. That's what we do here on the
50-50. Flip a coin, brother.
That's what we do here. So yeah. So anyways, moving forward, we do play Pittsburgh this Sunday, right? Sunday at 1, I believe, another 1 o'clock game.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I can't wait. We're gonna be doing the preview show on Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
We would talk about it here, but it's already an hour and 16 minutes, and we will have nothing to talk about Friday. So
yeah,
we won't be going over that today. We'll be going over that Friday Night Lights at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So, Mikey, any last words? Any last comments here where the chat?
No. Listen, it wasn't a pretty game, but it was a W. 3-1 looks a whole lot better than 2-2 at this point.
Man, hell yeah, dude. I was thinking, you're right. I was thinking that the whole time, like 2-2. It wasn't much. I don't know why. It was just like, we can't go down 2-2. I just and then we're what, way behind on the game behind the Dolphins.
Yeah, because I think when we did our preseason predictions, I had us going into the bye. I think I had us 4-2.
Okay.
You had a 6-0.
I did. We should be 4-0. God damn it! But it is what it is.
But I think I had us 4-2 going into the bye. I'd like to see us 5-1 going into the bye.
I shouldn't have got the haircut. That's all right.
I blame you, Tommy. It's all your fault. You ruined our perfect season. You.
I did. Never again, guys. I swear to God, and on the Bible. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you stopping in. Mikey, as usual, I appreciate you. And we will see you guys Friday at 8 o'clock, Friday Night Lights. And then also check out tomorrow Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast at 8:30, and then Wednesday Rally Towel Sports at 8:30 as well. Until then, we are out of here. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Peace out.
And look at him go. He could go all the way. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Go.
Bills make me wanna
shout.
That's right. Peace out, guys.
Go Bills.